As a little girl growing up in South Texas, three words were drilled into me in history classes. Remember the Alamo. In late January of 1836, the governor of Texas sent message to Colonel William Barrett Travis. Find some volunteers and go down to San Antonio and fortify the mission there, the Alamo. So Travis gathered volunteers from Texas and Tennessee, and on February 3rd arrived in San Antonio. It wasn't long before he realized that he was going to need some help. He had less than 200 men, and the Mexican army was well over 1,000 and was being reinforced. And he sat down on February 24th of 1836 and wrote this letter. Fellow citizens and compatriots, I am besieged by 1,000 or more of the Mexicans under Santa Anna. I have sustained continual bombardment and cannonade for 24 hours and have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded surrender at discretion. Otherwise, the garrison are to be put to the sword if the fort is taken. I have answered the demand with a cannon shot, and our flag still waves proudly from the walls. I shall never surrender or retreat. Then I call on you in the name of liberty, of patriotism, and of everything dear to the American character to come to our aid with all dispatch. The enemy is receiving reinforcements daily and will no doubt increase to 3,000 or 4,000 in 4 or 5 days. If this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his country. Victory or death. William Barrett Travis, Lieutenant Colonel Commander. P.S. The Lord is on our side. When the enemy appeared in sight, we had not 3 bushels of corn. We have since found in deserted houses 80 or 90 bushels, and have gotten into the walls 20 or 30 head of beef. Travis. Travis was wise to call for reinforcement, but the help never came. Now we'll finish the story of the Alamo at the beginning of March. But for now, let's take a look at some things that Travis said in that letter. He said, I need some help. But if the call is neglected, I have determined what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand my ground for what I believe and fight like a man. And I think part of the key of the reason that Travis maybe was able to say those things, we find in his P.S. You know, oftentimes some of the most important parts of letters are in the P.S. He said these words, the Lord is on our side. There was another man in the Bible who toward the end of his life said those same things. In 2 Timothy chapter 4, we find Paul writing to Timothy, and he says this, At my first defense, no one came to my support, but the Lord stood at my side. The Lord will rescue me from every evil attack and will bring me safely to his heavenly kingdom. To him be glory forever and ever. Amen. You know, we are wise to call for help when we need it, like both Travis and Paul did. But we also need to realize there are times in our life where it will come down to us and God. And it is in those times that we find what we're really made of. And you know what I think we'll find? I think we'll find that with the Lord on our side, that we can stand firm and boldly and trust him that even though it means death, that he is enough to sustain us. Now, as for you, on February 24th, if you need help, call for it. But realize this, if all you have is God on your side, you've got enough. Now go out and make history today.